Hello and welcome to the Election Corner on One Man Think Tank. This is my August 2020 presidential election prediction. Now, you might have noticed I didn't upload one for July. Unfortunately, I suffered from a rather massive interference in my life, which took me off the channel for about a month. Fortunately, I now have a Twitter you can go subscribe to where I will post a lot more regularly about my thoughts. So if you wish to be inundated with those insanities, feel free to click there, as well as if for whatever reason I can't upload videos or the like, I can give you a heads up. It is at One Man Think Tan 1, where the last K in One Man Think Tank has been replaced with a 1 because I can't spell when creating my own username. Whoops. But anyway, that will be located in the description below. Now on to the meat of the video, the actual presidential election. Now, what I set up here is all of the safe seats. Right now, no one's likely to get a safe pickup, so the Democrats have 232 electoral votes, the exact same Hillary Clinton had in 2016. In fact, this is the exact same map Hillary Clinton had in 2016 down to each state. I find it very unlikely that these states would suddenly flip to Donald Trump, especially after coronavirus. While the Republican Party, current under Donald Trump, has 119 electoral votes. Not a great starting position, however, they have a lot of room to grow. But they need to grow a lot faster than the Democrats can gain seats. So we're going to start off with some likely seats. Starting up with, well, let's do Michigan. Michigan is likely Democratic. After having voted for Donald Trump in 2016, partially due to voter suppression, partially due to distaste with Hillary Clinton, Michigan is now vastly in the Biden camp. So much so, I'm pretty sure next time it will be on the safe seats for the Democrats as a likely seat. And speaking of safe, likely seats, let's go over to Pennsylvania, another state Joe Biden has been doing amazingly in. That is also a likely, borderline, maybe even safe likely seat. Safe likely means they begin on the board as a likely seat and aren't even up for contention, really. This is a really bad place to be if you're Republican. 2 votes. And that could be won by Joe Biden winning these 2 small districts, Maine's 2nd and Nebraska's 2nd, Arizona or Kansas or Iowa, you name it. But for right now, 2 likely Democratic seats. Let's give the Republicans a bit of breathing room and give them Ohio. Yes, Ohio, a state Joe Biden is polling decently in. I think I actually saw a poll recently where he was slightly ahead of Trump. But overall, Donald Trump has been polling better than Joe Biden in Ohio. And while I think a Kasich endorsement, which I have heard in the rumor mill, is due to come up pretty soon, might have an effect on that, right now Donald Trump is doing well and Ohio is unlikely to flip, but it is competitive enough. Well, we need to consider it. Another state that would be in the likely column right now is Kansas for the Republicans. Donald Trump has been polling quite well in Kansas, though Joe Biden has been gnawing at his leg a bit. But not gnawing enough that in any way Republicans should be sending thousands of votes over to Kansas. Or dollars. Millions of dollars over to Kansas even. But it's enough that you should keep your eye on Kansas. It could change up before the end of this election. And with that, with that, we've done all of our likely states. Everything else is going to be leans or tilt from this point out, and these are your real competitive states. So the Democrats are not winning currently, if you notice. There are some people who are making the prediction Joe Biden's got a solid chance of winning this. I believe this to be true. We're going to see a lot of competitive states, and Joe Biden just needs to win one. But Donald Trump could still win this election with ease. Joe Biden reclaiming Michigan and Pennsylvania is great, but doesn't matter if he can't win any of these other states. So the first lean state will be putting everyone out of their misery, Wisconsin. Democrats are going to win in this election prediction, shockingly. Joe Biden has been doing really well in Wisconsin in the polling. Donald Trump has not been doing as amazingly. In fact, the numbers are more akin to Michigan than they were previously, but it's not likely for one reason, and one key reason: voter suppression. Wisconsin's Republican legislature has been engaging in voter suppression, well known, and because of that, I am factoring that into my prediction. Wisconsin is leans right now, which is more than I ever thought it would be, but a leans with voter suppression, but a likely with voter suppression is a leans, not a likely. And over in Iowa, it is leans Republican. Donald Trump is polling well in Iowa, but not amazingly. The fact there's a very good heavy Senate race going on could also force a flip, as well as the fact the Republican governor has just not done a good job, including hitting protesters with their car, making rather poorly worded tweets, and the like. It could cost. It's making Iowa more competitive than it initially seems on paper. Nebraska's 2nd district is also leans Republican. Omaha voted for Obama. Omaha has very recently been voting for Democratic legislatures for the mayoral races. Omaha has a very strong candidate running for Nebraska's 2nd district. Omaha has high approvals for Biden and low approvals for Trump. Omaha is not showing they're going to vote for Biden in polling. That moves it to a leans category where Biden is close, but no cigar. Down to Arizona, we have a leans blue, probably going to be likely blue in a little bit. Democrats are polling amazing in Arizona. I thought it was going to be purple this election. It is looking more and more like a brilliant sapphire in the Southwest, coming close to completing this trend of turning the entire Southwest blue. All that remains is really Utah in order to complete this subsection where the losses in the Rust Belt are more than made up in the victories in the Southwest. But Arizona, polling well for the Democrats. Joe Biden leans chance. And speaking of leans, we have one more state, and that would be Florida, which is on its way to being likely Democratic. Yeah, that's how well Joe Biden's doing. He's regularly breaking 50%, but I'm not willing to break it yet. Florida, like I said, voter suppression is a key factor here, but also the fact that Donald Trump was polling really well up till recently. If there's any decrease in the coronavirus, like any notable decrease, I could see Florida ending up back in the Republican category. But for right now, it is leans Democratic. Overall, great map so far for Joe Biden. He's over 300 votes. That's better than Obama did in one of his elections. Or I think Barack Obama got 380 in one of his elections. 380, 308 in one of his elections. But this is an amazing map for Joe Biden. So the last 4 are your tilt states. These are going to be fluctuating all over the board, ladies and gentlemen. Starting with Maine's 2nd district, which is currently tilt Democratic. Biden's polling better than Trump. Biden's got that Northeast cred. Biden's got that rural cred. I think that's enough to win a Maine's 2nd district along with polling. In North Carolina's election, tilt Joe Biden. He's polling better and better. We're seeing a trend where it's going more and more Biden. Democrats are safe in the governor's mansion. They are now likely in the Senate election. I think the presidential election is the next logical place this massive anti-Trump backlash is going to go. But where it's not going to go is down to Georgia. It's going to remain tilt Republican. Joe Biden is polling really well, but I'm not sure how long this is going to last, frankly. Not to mention voter suppression in Georgia will most likely on election day have me reconsider whether or not it's going to be moved into the leans or even likely Republican categories. But for right now, while we're just looking at polling, looking at the numbers coming out of Georgia as people vote, it is tilt Republican. And lastly, we have Texas, the big one. Once described by Jon Stewart as the lesbian at the bar that the Democrats keep trying to turn. A state that would never in a million years vote for the Democratic Party. Well, maybe 8 years down the road it's going to vote for them. But it's always just on the edge. With Joe Biden's numbers in Texas, I am officially putting Texas as tilt Democratic. This is in no way solid. It's going to be wavery. But Texas, at the presidential level, looks like it's going to flip. This is a 5-alarm fire if you're a Republican. You're looking at losing large swaths of the Deep South, the Southwest, the Rust Belt, and that's gonna break your party in some ways. Because the more the Democrat wins by, the harder it is for everyone to act like he doesn't have some kind of a mandate. But with that being said, this is how it looks. Great map if you're a Democrat. I would say 90% chance Joe Biden wins this right now. 10% chance Trump wins this. I'm not saying Trump's out of this. But right now, gonna be honest, not looking good for the Republicans. I genuinely do not see a Republican path to victory in this map right now. They would have to do a lot in a very little amount of time. We're 3 months out. They have to get coronavirus, not just get coronavirus under control, but do so much damage control that they are able to, because Texas isn't their biggest concern. I mean, they don't want to lose Texas, but their biggest concern needs to be Florida, Wisconsin, Arizona, even Michigan here. The fact that there are so many states that it's likely leans that the Democrats will take. This is a really bad sign if you're a Republican, but great news if you are a Democrat. So much so, I'm willing to say Joe Biden's probably going to win this. And with that all being said, if you like the video, click the like button and drop a comment down below. If you want to see more videos from the channel, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when new videos come out. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at OneManThinkTan1. The K is replaced with the numeral 1. Otherwise, as always, have a wonderful day.